Yogesh, welcome to this conversation that we are having today. And it's a great thing that I'm at your place, a beautiful place, as we can see even in the frame. You're in the nature. Yogesh Mathuria, as I knew, and today Vishwamitra Yogesh, two different people completely transformed. Somebody that I knew, Yogesh was the one who recruited me at Matchtech, and we became very close friends. In fact, he would stay in the, you would stay, be staying in my very same building that we were staying, same complex. I remember Yogesh as a networker, as somebody who traveled the world, who would meet people, who could walk into any office. You could just get into Microsoft, the partnerships, the people. Somebody who was used to wearing brands, somebody who was well dressed, who loved those ties, wonderful different ties that you would wear, uh, and a person who traveled the world. From there to this Yogesh, the Vishwamitra Yogesh, the transformation and the journey is something that's worth listening to as a story of inspiration, a story of how does a person in the corporate world tell me something. I know that very closely because I was very close to you even in Mastech. Your 50th birthday, something happened in your life, and the transformation from that of this new Yogesh. Tell me that journey of the transformation of Yogesh at the age of 50 to now Yogesh at 65.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you for lovely words and taking me back to memory lane. Yes, on my 50th birthday, I was given pink slip by my boss. And if I just look back, exceptional growth, travel around the world, wear best of brands and dresses. And there was like nasha of making more money, keep on growing up. From those days, today living a completely different life, shifting from those branded suits to wearing a khadi. Last 7 years, Sanjay, I am on khadi. Tie suits are all gone. And at some point, if I think through, then I realize that so many things have changed. But as things kept on coming in my life,
Tell me first one thing, Yogesh. That day of firing, what was it like? How did it feel in that moment when somebody who's been in the corporate world for what 30 years, and that too in a company that you were very comfortable in, and the people you knew so very well, what was that day like?
I mean, naturally, like any professional, I was extremely upset, and I was really worried about what will happen from tomorrow. I mean, I was one of the first guy to come into office. Morning 7:30, 8 o'clock, I used to be in office. Now I don't know what to do. I have no reason to be, going to office now. So in a way, yes, it was a big shock, and I took my own time to really absorb with that. But yes, that gave me a different dimension, different direction to think. That was that the life I was born for, or is there something else possible? So in a way, I was like, I remember very young days of mine. My father one day pushed me up into swimming pool. I didn't knew swimming those days, but as anyway you were thrown into water, you are forced to put your hands and legs, and slowly I picked up. So same situation when I was given pink slip. What to do? I don't know. So I gave a small attempt to do business, but I mean something else was altogether
I
waiting for me.
believe, Yogesh, you lost money in that
Yeah,
business
yeah.
and you had to, in fact, sell your house. That was a situation that you actually
right?
you had to sell your house, your car. Tell us what actually
So
happened.
those couple of years after leaving Mastech, because my entire world was IT industry only, and some friends offered partnership, so I got into a concerning organization. But at some point, my real power had gone. So I was not the same Yogesh. So I was not my own business or service assignment. I was not able to produce that result level of result. And at some point, I told my partner that, boss, it's not my cup of tea. And he said, yeah, Yogesh, if you lose, I mean, if you leave it on, I think it was just 19 months of partnership together, you will lose huge money. Because on base of your thing, we started an office in Bombay and we did invested lot many things. So, but I said, fair enough. Rather than going further deep in that, because I'm realizing it's not the thing I want to pursue. So I left that consulting assignment, and then again I was not knowing what I'm going to do from tomorrow. But event after event happened, and some point completely different. I got into healing area. Even that was giving me a lot of satisfaction, and biggest gain I got.
Before we get there, Yogesh, one more question that I have.
Yeah,
What was the bottom, which was like लग रहा था कि अभी तो एकदम ही नीचे आ गया, and then picking yourself from that bottom.
yeah. As you said, Sanjay bhai, financial situation become very challenging. Had to sell off high profile Powai flat, and then had to preserve that money for my future. So that was only investment I had. Shifted from a very high profile car into a small Indian branded car. So that really gave me a point to think, is this the bottom or is there something else still to come? But yes, there was some inner light all the time that there is something else waiting for you. What? I had no idea. For 2 years I struggled a lot. Then got into healing work, which I had no idea. Barring the spelling of healing, I didn't know what is healing is all about. But like when you take a right step, one by one, things start falling in place. I got into that. But after doing that successfully, also there was something else. What? Again, I had no idea. But the biggest benefit of healing work, I got my health back. I lost 30 plus kilo of weight and got free from all forms of medicines. But still there was something, there was quest for something. What that something was, I had no idea. But during this healing work, I met two gentlemen that put a stepping stone in new direction of my life. Jayesh Bhai Patel and Nipun Mehta. They connected me with Satish Kumar, the gentleman I had met in 1966 when I was 9 years of age, talking about promoting their book called Bina Paise, Duniya Ka Paidal Safar. That put me like a Hindi film flashback, going back to 1966, that can I do something in this line? And I realized gratitude, give and surrender played a very big contribution in my life. And as just a gratitude to my master, I went and met Satish Kumar and asked him what I should do in today's life. And I was guided to do same thing, walk in all the neighboring countries with messages of love and peace, love and harmony. And that's how my new avatar started. I did my first walk from Bombay to Pakistan. Fortunately, unfortunately, I could not get visa. But yes, that walk of 210 days from Bombay to Wagah border was a big learning for me.
What were the this walk that you do? What has been your biggest learning on these walks? I have to ask you that question. You have
Yeah,
walked
yeah.
200 days of walking up to Wagah border. What was the some two or three big learnings that you got from this? And you walk without money.
Yes. So I think, Sanjay, you answered my question partly. We all believe that we have purpose in life, but like it's tough to find what is your purpose. But when you surrender, I decided, as guided by my master, surrender to divine energy and left without money. So my ego played a big role. I said, how can I go and beg for my food? How can I go and beg for my stay? But I was told, when you're doing something for universal good, for humanity, if humanity gives you something, why go? So yes, I struggle a lot with myself. But within first 1.5 months, I learned, when you give good, you get good. When you give love, you get love. And that 210 days really completely transformed my life. That inertia of hesitation went away. And the common question press used to ask those days, what is the best day of you? And what's the worst day of you? The primary driver was that did you got in a situation where nobody gave you food, nobody gave you shelter? But Sanjay, never happened to me. And that gave me confidence that we struggle unnecessary behind money. Not that money is not important, but money is not all. If you try and put your contribution where you can add value to society, to humanity, you are taken care. I go back to one of the old very famous dialogue of Om Shanti Om movie. When you do something for society, something for humanity, पूरी कायनात आपको मदद करती है. And I could see that live happening every day in my life. And those 210 days was
It's
stepping
happened
stone.
right through your life from them.
Absolutely.
Everything, including the place that we are sitting in,
Yes.
is the same story. From then, I think,
So Sanjay, I
from
said,
no money
yeah,
to being completely abundant by having this very same
yes.
attitude.
So gratitude and give was part of my life, but I didn't realize that till this actual interaction came in. And when I started living that consciously, I step into abundance. On paper, from a 5-figure salary, I have zero salary. But now it is 15 years that day happened when I left. But I don't remember a single day or a single event in personal life and a family life where just because of short of money, I could not do something. Today, you rightly put up this wonderful place. If I see myself in 2021, somebody came and said, Yogesh, you have a dream to be connecting with nature. So here is a piece of land, is given to you. I said, I'm really, really grateful to you, but I have no money to build a house in this. He says, like, Yogesh, you talked to me some years back and I decided to give you a piece of land. Same way, till you say no, I'll not give this land to somebody. I carried that confidence from him and shared with some friends that this is what piece of land I got and I want to build a house. And practically I was to build one room, 1+1 sort of thing, but level of money and support flew that I have built up such a wonderful big place now. So I am also realizing that when you surrender but keep focus on the purpose of your life, पूरी कायनात मदद करती है.
That's beautiful.
And especially during pandemic days, I had to cut short my walk right up to London. I had left India for 17 months of walk. In just 6 months, I had to cut short and come back. Given the in between intermittent health issues I had faced, and when I had taken mission to walk for 17 months, I had sold off my car, I had closed my ashram, I had sold off my village ancestor home, so that in case I don't come back, my young daughters have nothing to be worried about. So when I came back after pandemic days from Armenia, just as a start of pandemic time, I said what to do. So I decided to spend my time and write story about my walks and what learning I had, and especially transition from a corporate life to a life of a fakir. Now my Pune house is on the highway. With parents staying with me, I need car as a support. Just had intention, and somebody gave me a car. I couldn't believe that. On a Sunday morning, he comes to me and calls me from a security gate. Says, Yogesh, come. This is my car. I'm not using. Use it till this pandemic time. So car came to me. Similarly, during pandemic time, we used to come at Hidden Oasis and spend some time, because this was the only place that was that scare of pandemic was not in air. So here I got this land, and once again friends supported me. Precisely on my 65th birthday, we were wondering, with this monsoon and this uneven roads here, this car will not survive, and practically car broke down. So we had no choice than to buy a new car. And once again I talked to some few friends, and one of the friends said, Yogesh, buy a new car, buy a SUV with better quality today, so that on your uneven roads you can take care. And I thought the guy will send me a small support, and to my shock and surprise, he sent me 20 lakhs rupees straight away. He says, buy car, and in case this money is short, let me know, but buy a good car. I got this. So like this I can keep on talking, but
The key is, if I look at the journey, is that comes is the contribution you make into the world. The world automatically, in some way, always will pay you back.
absolutely, absolutely, I have lived it. I have like seen that happening in actual reality at multiple points. So my family, as a matter of fact, the biggest benefit of this is both my daughters. They have seen my worries the time I lost my job. They were too young to put in words, but yes, they had seen that entire transition, and they also have seen this transformation journey. As a matter of fact, both my daughters today, they are far more matured to their age. They are not like typically the city teens you have to manage. Both have minimum needs, but they always see pleasure and joy in supporting people around them. And moment we do that, we are taken care by universe in some form. How the money going to come, I don't know. And now money is not area of concern for all three of us. We take some call. Yes, we know that unless we have this, we'll have challenge, and we are taken care. So, and in this journey, in one of the meeting with some activist, peace activist, the point of discussion was that today in this world, three things is the biggest divider. One is religion. Second is related to religion is your casteism and reason. All these three are the biggest divides in the world. Take a dream situation. If these three are not there, the world will have no problem. So keeping that in mind, I dropped my surname because in our society, surname decides your caste. I said, can I be just a human being? Why you need to be associated to a caste, as well as to a religion, as well as to a country? Yes, I'm proud Indian. I carry Indian passport, but I'm trying to be a human being who adds value to humanity. So with that focus, my guru gave me name of Vishwamitra Yogesh, and I dropped Mathuria as my surname, and that's the story transition from Yogesh Mathuria to Vishwamitra Yogesh.
One last question now, Yogesh. What is your message to people out in the world, the youngsters? What is your message to people who are sitting in that corporate world with fear? Kal kya hoga? This is the biggest fear people carry, is about uncertainty about the future. And what I have seen, the big transition in you is that fear has disappeared. Like yesterday we were talking, you said, डर तो है ही नहीं, in all three of us. So this movement from that Yogesh who was there in the corporate world but had fear, now tell somebody who is there on the other side, what is that message? How to deal with that fear? How to get out of that fear? And what is it that you have learned in the journey of your 15 years?
Two things, Sanjay, came as a big learning to me. One is every human being or every situation comes in your life either to give you a lesson or either to love you. So all the challenges came in my life, including departure of my wife at very early age, including my own heart attack, including my diabetes, including the job loss. And one of the learning I had from all these things is that today, including Lord Rama, Lord Krishna had to leave this world. When you come in this world as a human being, you have to go. So there is no fear of death now. Bigger learning came to be my daughter when I was going on my peace walk to Pakistan. She was supposed to stay in such a big house in this jungle alone. She says, Daddy, so what's the issue? I'm fine. So I was so deeply touched that 20-year-old girl saying, don't worry, Daddy, go. I'll take care of myself. So many events in life, first of all, has taken away word fear from our dictionary. If death has to come, let it come. Even if it comes today, I'm willing to go with God of death very joyfully. But till the time I'm living on this earth, I want to do meaningful contribution to society. One of the basic things we learn in our school days, a man is a social animal. And in this journey, most of the time, we live in fear. Fear about future. Like in corporate life, particularly we're talking about what will happen. My appraisal is coming up. What will happen next year, where I'll go, blah, blah, blah. But if you live and completely focus on the contribution of organization growth, you will be taken care. But that fear, and I always love to quote power of now. If you live now and live very joyfully, contributing to society or contributing to your corporation or contributing to your family wellness, future will be good only. But worrying about future, if you don't contribute if you don't have pleasure of your present today, power of now, you will be in challenge. Always be worried about future. Or most of the guys worried about past. And every human being make mistake. For mistake you learn. But if you latch on to your past as well as latch on to your worry for future, you will lose real benefit of power of now. So I have started living every moment, enjoy each moment, not worried about future, even not worried about to the level of death also. So life is full of blessing. And I believe that the same principle can apply whether you're a corporate guy or a family guy or a whatever additional your own business or anything you're doing. Most of time our needs are constantly growing up. And we are always worried about with that grown needs, how will I able to cope up? So I'm always worried about future. And that future kills my present today. But if you do dedicated work very faithfully, whether it's corporate life or a family life, I'm sure you will be taken care. And I'm saying I'm been taken care. Just as a closing remark, I went to Pakistan, long pending dream, and so many guys, including closest family friends, tried to stop me. But I said, I'm going with pure love. I'm not going to preach them something, but I want to go and put seeds of love there. And Sanjay, believe me or not, and to my own shock and surprise, I got love in multiples back. So all these events in life has strengthened my belief, and life is full of fun and joy.
Yes.
Thank you. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate your time, and I really loved meeting you and talking to you. Thank you again.
Thank you, Yogesh. Thank you.
Oh.